Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Some of you may know me as Tara Melvin, the wedding planner of Perfect Planning, but I am here to bring to you something new and exciting that I have created. I am now hosting my own video show called You're Cordially Invited. It is a video show that's gonna showcase some of the premier wedding professionals in the Washington, D.C. metro area, spotlighting them and letting you aware of who they are as individuals and also getting to know them as wedding professionals. So I invite you to come join me monthly as we go into the day in the life of these wedding professionals within the Washington, D.C. metro area. So again, you're cordially invited. Thank you for joining us today and welcome to You're Cordially Invited. We're here today on location at the DoubleTree by Hilton in Crystal City, and we're going to be talking to a couple of people here today, but first we're going to start off. We're here in the amazing Sky Dome with the executive chef here at the DoubleTree Hilton, Mr. Kurtis Johnson. And as we know, for any event, food is the reason why people come, well, food and drinks. So Kurtis is going to talk to us a little bit today and talk about his amazing creations and get to know a little bit about Kurtis and his style as a chef. Welcome, Kurtis.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us.
My pleasure.
Thank you. Well, tell me a little bit about yourself and why you decided to become a chef.
Well, when I started cooking, I was 3 years old. My dad, he was in the restaurant business and I grew up in it. So it was just a natural progression to become a chef. You know, I went in high school, I did culinary classes.
Okay.
And then once I graduated high school, I went to Le Cordon Bleu in Atlanta.
Okay.
And that's where I did my culinary training.
Okay.
So it all just made sense to me in the end.
So you've been cooking all your life?
All my life.
Okay. And then how did you progress into the hotel industry?
Well, when I was in high school in the culinary classes, I actually got an opportunity to work at Marriott.
Okay.
And I did about 3 years with Marriott while I was still in high school. So that's how I got into hotels, and I loved it ever since.
Just transgressed and come here. And are you a native of the Washington, D.C. area?
I am. I actually grew up in Vienna.
Okay.
So, 15 minutes away from here.
Okay. Want to give any shout outs to any of your high schools or whatever?
No, I'm good on that.
Okay. So now you're here. You're at the DoubleTree by Hilton, the executive chef. Tell me a little bit about your style and the flavor of the food that you're providing.
Well, I really like to cater to the individual person, regardless of what it might be. I think I have a good palate, so I can work with all types of food and all types of cuisine. Now, as most hotels or many banquet facilities, even though you have like a set menu, do you kind of go beyond the menus that you provide and allow your guests to kind of be creative? Oh, I actually encourage that. I think that making the food fit around you as the client is how it should be. I don't think necessarily following the standard menu, which are great here, don't get me wrong, but building a custom menu is always a good thing. Okay. And as an event planner myself, one of the things that my clients always discuss is whether should I go plated or whether I should go buffet or whether I should do stations. Kind of explain like the difference between the two of those, all three of those, and is there a right or a wrong way whenever you're choosing those styles of meals? Right. Well, I personally don't think that there's a wrong way. I think that it's up to preference. With plating, it's very, you get what you get. Okay. And a buffet, you'll get to choose what you want. You can go back for seconds, thirds of what you like the best. But my favorite is stations. Okay. I love having little small plates around where it's more of a community environment, family, where everybody mingles, and you'll see like certain people at this station more than others, and you'll just get to know them. So in a wedding situation, event situation,
your guests will be interacting with each other.
Okay. And I feel the same way too. Whenever my clients are discussing about, I want to go buffet, I'm like, no, let's do the station route.
Yep.
One, I think stations look a little bit more appealing rather than just having the chafing dishes, somebody's just like they're serving and whipping out food. Whereas with stations, you can be creative about the presentation of the food, and then you can, explore a little bit more with it. You can allow your guests to say, oh, I want to have Italian over here. I want to have like some soul food over here. They can be a little bit more creative.
Exactly. It's a little more modern.
Yes, definitely. And the small plates, even though it may make you feel like you're eating a little less, I think you're getting a little bit more food at the end of the day, that you're getting a little bit more food. Okay. As far as the types of meats that are being served, there's always chicken and beef. How can you be a little bit more creative whenever you're choosing chicken and beef? And I think most people choose chicken and beef because it's safe as far as making sure that everyone likes what's being served.
All right. Well, I think now a lot of people's palates have changed, and you can go a different route. You can still do a poultry like a duck or a quail or a squab, something like that, and they're still cost effective, but it's not the everyday chicken or something like pork. I think pork is a very forgotten piece of meat. I think when it's done the right way, it's delicious.
Okay.
So I think that sometimes branching out and having the pork or the quail or the duck or you'll get a new experience.
Okay. And what about when it comes to beef? How can you be more creative with your beef options?
Well, with beef, it's definitely looking at different cuts of beef.
Okay.
Like short ribs nowadays are very popular. It's very economic cut of beef, but the flavor is outstanding. Or flank steak, skirt steak, stuff like that. Just maybe not doing the everyday filet mignon or New York strip.
Okay. All right. And then when it comes to food allergies, is that something I think is becoming a little bit more prominent now, people with food allergies? How are you able to accommodate your guests when it comes to that?
Well, with food allergies, nowadays it's everywhere, and it's one of those things that as a chef we really work towards being safe at. I know gluten-free is the new big thing right now. It's and there's a lot of products out there that actually don't have gluten in it that can be used. There's just regular beef stock. You make that yourself instead of using the beef base. Little things like that to cut the gluten out of it.
Okay. And if your clients come to you, you find that information out and then you try to build the meal around that?
Exactly. Yeah. I do my research to make sure that everything we use is 100% safe, because the last thing I want is for somebody to have bad experience at the hotel.
Is it more costly for the client, or does it usually become the same price?
It might be a little bit more because the ingredients that we're going to use and products that we're going to use might have to source them from somewhere else or look at a different brand or something like that. Okay. So the price, it's usually relative though.
Okay, all right. And what is your favorite dish that you like to cook?
Wow. I love cooking mushroom risotto with scallops. That's one of my favorite things in the world.
I love that.
Yeah, I love it.
Just to kind of bite off of the risotto, you made some mushroom risotto balls for the holiday party that was here a couple of weeks ago. They were phenomenal.
Yes, I took those, the same recipe I make for my risotto at home, and fried them, and then we put a little bit of truffle salt on there, and it just changes everything.
Okay. So a lot of the recipes or the styles that you incorporate are basically things that, clients can go back home and prepare themselves.
Oh, 100%. Okay. 100%. And we're always available to give them recipes, or if they really liked it, we'll send it over to them so they can go back home and make it for their friends and their family again.
Oh, so you share a recipe?
I would love to, yeah.
Okay, well, I would need the risotto ball recipe.
No problem. I'll send it over.
So when a client walks through the door, they've gone through the sales department, they've picked out their menus. What point of the process do they get a chance to meet you and discuss the food?
I really like getting involved when it's even that menu planning, because I want to make sure that they're getting the view from the culinary side of it, not just the sales side of it, so that they can really have a meal that is going to be catered to them. Okay. So I like to touch the client as soon as possible.
Okay. All right. And you prepare their meals according to their standards, whether if they want it a little bit more spicy, you know?
Yeah, we usually will do a tasting, and then
Okay.
from there we'll get their feedback of if, you know, there was too much salt, not enough salt, if they wanted spicier, you know, all their feedback, and we'll take that and put it into the recipe and go from there. So when their event comes, it's exactly how they want it.
Okay, nice, nice. So you hear that. He will prepare your meal just like you want it. Let's see. What are some other creative ways that people can jazz up their events?
They could change their, you know, their starches and vegetables.
Okay.
I think that we get caught up with a lot of roasted potatoes, mashed potatoes,
Yes,
rice.
definitely.
I mean, in my standpoint, I think something like cauliflower puree or parsnips, something like that that's very simple, it can change the whole plate.
Okay, okay. So no more potatoes and rice.
Exactly.
Can change it up a little bit.
Exactly. If you want to do potatoes, do sweet potatoes. I mean, it's a completely different flavor. Still
is
got a
different,
starch,
yes.
but it's fantastic.
I hear sweet potatoes are a little bit better for you than white
a
potatoes
little
are.
healthier.
A little healthier. Okay. All right. Let's see. Tell me 3 words to describe your food.
I think my food is innovative.
Okay.
I think it's fun,
Okay.
and I think it's enjoyable.
Okay. Innovative, fun, and enjoyable. Okay. So when clients leave from here, that's how they're going to feel.
Yeah, I want them to, you know, feel like they want to come back. I want them to go home and 3 days later wake up in the middle of the night and be like, wow, that was the best meal I ever had.
Or what's Kurtis's phone number?
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome, awesome. Well, Kurtis, you know, you've told me a lot about yourself today and the foods here at the DoubleTree by Hilton that are inspired by you. Now tell me, what are 3 words that describe you as a chef?
3 words that describe me would be young, eager, and motivated. And I think that, you know, my young age, you know, I'm very eager to learn more and experience more. And that's where the motivation comes in, to keep trying, keep growing.
Okay.
So I never want to stop in this business.
Well, wonderful, wonderful. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you have heard it here from Executive Chef Kurtis Johnson here at the DoubleTree by Hilton. So if you're planning any special occasions such as a wedding, birthday, or any event, please come out to the DoubleTree by Hilton in Crystal City and see Chef Kurtis Johnson so that he can tantalize you with his fabulous foods. Thank you, and come back again. Welcome back to You're Cordially Invited. We're still here at the DoubleTree by Hilton in Crystal City, talking to some of their fabulous staff here that are on site that handles special events. So now we're going to talk to the young lady that really handles it all and is the face of the DoubleTree. So whenever you come to plan an event, you would see Miss Sheila Crayton, Assistant Director of Catering and Sales. So we're going to talk to her, learn a bit about the DoubleTree, the different spaces that they have to offer for events, and what they can provide you to make your event special. Welcome, Ms. Sheila.
Thank you.
How are you today?
I am well, thank you.
Good, good, good. So we are here in one of your fabulous rooms where we've been taping from all day. The fabulous Sky Dome, and as you can see, we can see Washington, D.C. in the background. And that's one of the fabulous features about this room, isn't it?
Yes, it is. The Sky Dome is one of our premier outlets, and I guess tend to come here a lot because, as you see, we do have a great view of the Potomac. And it's awesome any time of the day.
Okay.
It's awesome. And one good feature about the Sky Dome is that it's a revolving restaurant. So that always adds a little ambiance to your events here at the Sky Dome.
Okay. We're not rotating today, but this does allow you to have a fabulous view, 360 view of the Washington, D.C. metro area, a little bit of Northern Virginia here in Crystal City, but the main focus here is Washington, D.C. back there in the background. And how many people can be accommodated in this room?
The Sky Dome can accommodate up to 120 guests for a reception. We can do 85 for a sit-down dinner.
Okay, okay, wonderful, wonderful. And the Sky Dome is also a restaurant too, so hotel guests can come and eat dinner up here.
Yes, Sky Dome is open Monday through Sunday. Starting at 5 o'clock. It turns into a lounge on Friday and Saturday.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that.
It's starting at 9, so it does have a DJ, and when I say our guests tend to have a great time, they do. You're also able to eat dinner here, and we have awesome cocktails as well.
All right, all right. Okay. So is Chef Kurtis the chef that prepares the food here for the Sky Dome also?
Yes, Chef Kurtis is our executive chef here, and we do have 2 other chefs on staff, but Chef Kurtis is awesome.
Okay.
Anything that your heart desires, Chef Kurtis will make sure that he brings it and he delivers it well.
Okay. So we're on the top floor here in the Sky Dome. So we move down to another level, your windows over Washington. Again, still providing a wonderful view of the Washington, D.C. area with the many windows that they have there. Kind of tell us and describe about what the windows over Washington can do for clients.
Windows over Washington offers a very awesome view of the Potomac as well. It does come with a platform, and typically our guests like to use that if they're doing any type of presentation. We use it as our bride and groom, if they do their head table there. So it offers a lot. It's a great room, great meeting space. We can do up to 120 guests there. We also do have the Potomac View Room, which is an extension of Windows over Washington. And typically if we're doing a wedding, our brides would choose to do a wedding in Potomac View Room and do this reception in Windows over Washington.
So you can accommodate the ceremonies and the receptions here.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And then when it becomes to providing even larger event space for those guests that may tip over the 120 mark, where do they go from there?
We have a crystal ballroom, and we have a Washington ballroom as well. The crystal ballroom can hold up to 600 seated guests and 1,000 guests for a reception.
Oh, wow.
Washington ballroom is about 300 guests. They are on our lobby level. Awesome venue as well. It just doesn't have the view of the Potomac. Okay. But it's really nice.
Okay. And then I see that you all have done some renovations here at the hotel, which is always wonderful. Oh, excuse me, the lobby area, which also has a bar, looks like a little entertainment area within itself. Kind of tell us about that.
We just did a renovation about 5 months ago, and what we chose to do with the lobby bar was to open it up. It has a very eclectic look, little modern, sophisticated look where you can have lunch and dinner there as well. And it does have a place alongside the outer hotel where you can obviously have a seat if you just want to be by yourself. You know, your laptop, your iPad, just have a good time relaxing. We do have televisions there for our guests as well. So it's a very nice place to come to just to relax and let your hair down if you want to.
Okay, wonderful. All right, so the lobby is definitely hot. So whenever clients come to you, kind of walk through the steps as far as what it is that they have to go through to book space here at the DoubleTree.
Basically, our sales team is a one-step sales plan, very easy for the client because we know they have so many other things going on that we don't want to inundate them with, you know, going through a bunch of steps, meeting a whole lot of people at once. So what we typically do is that someone in the catering sales department, such as myself, would work with that client to basically find out what they want. We bring that to life for them, and then we'll start introducing our partners, our banquet captain, our executive chef, because we want them to be a part of what's going on.
So Kurtis wasn't joking. You do bring him into the process.
Absolutely, because if my guests are like me, they love to eat, so I want to make sure the food is good before I say yes.
And I like to eat too. I think that's the best part about being an event planner. I get to go to all these tastings and taste all the different types of food. And what are included in some of the packages that you do offer to your clients?
Wow, we have a very extensive wedding package, which includes a 4-hour hosted bar, which I guess typically like because the cost, as you know, of having cocktails at your reception can be very costly, but included with our package is a 4-hour hosted bar. We do offer a suite for our bride and groom. We give discounted and valet parking to our guests as well. Fabulous entrees that you can choose from. We do have customized packages, but you can also do them to your liking, to your taste. So nothing is set in stone, and those packages are inclusive.
And as far as like accommodations, when it comes to accommodations for the lucky couple, what do you have to offer them?
A presidential suite.
Presidential.
Yes, which is newly renovated, and it does have a balcony with it, with also a view of the Potomac as well. So we have some, you know, great sleeping rooms as well as a great venue to offer our guests.
Do you have discounted pricing for the sleeping rooms for their guests?
Yes, so as I said, the bride and groom will get a complimentary room with their package, and the guests will get a discounted sleeping package with the room as well.
Wonderful, wonderful. And
let's talk about the convenience and the proximity of the DoubleTree. Again, as you can see in the backdrop, we're very, very close to Washington, D.C. So kind of talk about how people can get in and out of the city, back to the DoubleTree, and some of the activities that they can partake in.
Okay. DoubleTree is very close to D.C., as you see. We're right across the bridge. We're 2 blocks away from Pentagon City Metro Station.
Okay.
We're about 5 minutes from Reagan National Airport. And with that, we do have shuttle service leaving every 10 to 15 minutes to the Metro into National Airport. We do have 23rd Street in Arlington, which hosts international restaurants.
Okay.
So if you wanted to go off property to, dine with your guests, there's always that luxury as well. But we're very close to everything. DC is just a hop, skip, and a jump away.
All right. Wonderful, wonderful. And what would a couple expect to receive whenever they walk through the doors here at the DoubleTree?
Awesome service. Besides our breathtaking view, I pride myself in working with a great team of people, people who are willing to go that extra mile to make sure that we satisfy our clients. Personally, what I tend to love is that when a bride and groom are giving me their dreams, we like to make those dreams come true, because at the end of the day, it's about making our client happy.
I like that, dreams. You're making their dreams come true. Wonderful, wonderful. Well, Sheila, I want to thank you so much for taking time out and spending the day with us. And guests, I hope that you have enjoyed our time here at the DoubleTree Hilton by Crystal City. And we hope that you come and visit Sheila and Chef Kurtis and partake in all that they have to offer. And they are definitely here to make your dreams come true. Thank you for joining us today here again at the DoubleTree by Hilton in Crystal City. And thank you for watching. You're cordially invited.